Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back with me, Darwinda Safitri, with student ID number 23030500035 from Maritime Raja Ali Haji University. In this video, I'm going to share some information for you about affective factors and language learning. But before that, I would like to say thank you to Sir Muhammad Chandra as my professional speaking lecturer. Alright, the first thing I want to tell you is where I learned about this topic. So, I already read several articles on psychology from perspective of two experts. The first one is Zoltan Durnay. If you know, he is a linguist and language psychologist from Hungary who is well known for his theory of motivation in second language, especially in the second language motivational self-system. And then he also known for his famous book the Psychology of the Learning Learners in 2005. The second is Alan Pritchard, an education expert who focused on learning theory and classroom learning styles with special attention to affective factors in language learning. He is well known for his famous book, The Ways of Learning, is about learning theory and learning styles in classroom in 2009. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you some main affective factors that significantly influence language learning according to Dornier 2005 and Pritchard 2009. These are the factors. The first factor is motivation, anxiety, attitude, self-esteem, and self-confidence. So let me tell you the first factors, which is motivation. So basically, motivation in language learning is the main factors that encourage someone to learn a language. According to Dornier 2005, he developed the second language motivational self-system, which includes three parts. The first one is ideal second language self, O2 second language self, and then second language learning experience. Ideal second language self. It's mean a motivation that comes from ideal image of oneself as a language user. For example, I always imagine myself in the future. If I can speak in English, I will meet with native speaker and then can walk around the world. So from my imagine, I get a motivation. So it's called motivation ideal second language self. The second is O2 second language self. It's mean a motivation that comes from image of oneself based outside pleasure. For example, I get a motivation from my parents because my parents want me to learn English for my future. Maybe they think if I can speak in English, I will get a good job in my future. So I get a motivation from them. And the third, second language learning experience. It's mean a motivation that comes from everyday learning experience. For example, I get a motivation from my learning English because maybe my experience in learning English make me happy or fun, so I get a motivation from that. While, according to Pritchard 2009, he says that there are two types of motivations. The first one is intrinsic motivation, as we know, a motivation that comes from inside. And then extrinsic motivation, as we know, a motivation that comes from outside. But he also adds that intrinsic motivations is more important of engagement and meaningful learning because a student who has intrinsic motivations will actively look for material outside the classes, while a student who has extrinsic motivations may only study just for pass an exam. Okay, let's move to the second affective factors in language learning, which is anxiety. So basically, language anxiety is the feeling of fear or nervousness when using or learning language. According to Dornier 2005, he says that high anxiety can block and lower students' confidence in using the language. And Preacher also adds that anxiety is an emotional barrier that can disrupt learning. For example, an anxious student may avoid speaking in front of the class or maybe be afraid of making a mistake while practicing the language. Next, the third affective factors in language learning is attitude. So, attitude toward the language, culture, teacher, and also learning environment greatly affect motivation and learning outcomes. According to Dornier 2005, he says that a positive attitude will make students more engaged, while the negative attitude will block their learning. And Preacher also adds that attitude is shaped by experience, social surrounding, and also culture. For example, a students with good attitude toward English, maybe because they love song in English or move in English, they usually motivate to learn. And the last affective factors in language learning is self-confidence and self-esteem. But first thing first, you have to know what is the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence. Okay, let me tell you in short. Self-esteem is how we believe and love ourselves fully, while self-confidence is how we believe our ability in certain situations. Dornier shows that high self-esteem can make students more willing to take risks when learning, and Teacher also adds that positive feedback and supportive environment can build their confidence. For example, confident students will ask more questions and try to speak in front of their class even though they know they will make a mistake. And yup, those were the effective factors in language learning that I could tell you. Sorry if I got some mistake. Thank you so much for watching my video and see you in the next video. I'm Darwina Safetri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.